Unit 3 of AP World History takes you to the next period in AP World History. We jump ahead to the years 1450 to 1750, and Unit 3 introduces you to the New World Order in this period. I'm talking about the land-based empires. In short, the way we left Earth in the last period has undergone some massive upgrades, most notably using gunpowder to give rise to these new land-based empires. Your teacher was probably like, in this period there were a series of huge empires, like this one, and that one, that arose to rule massive chunks of Earth for centuries to come. And that's kind of how it breaks down. These new empires set the stage for the rest of the course. Several of them will last into Unit 7, so if you know where they came from, what they're about, a little on their culture and accomplishments, you should be just fine. But there is a rather specific thing they want you to focus on, and it's something that they don't really require you to do about any other group for the rest of the course. That thing, taxes. There's other stuff to know about these empires, but the taxation, aka a revenue collection bit, it's kind of specific, and unless your teacher focuses in on this, it's easy to just skip past it. In fact, the term taxes appears in 6 times in the CED over here, and all 6 of those are in Unit 3.2, Empire Administration. So what are taxes? Well, you probably know what taxes are. The government requires us all to pay taxes. This is what keeps the government going. This is how we pay for schools that you love so much, the police, the military. Everything that the government does is funded mostly by taxes. In the US, we pay based on how much we make from our yearly incomes, or in sales taxes when you buy stuff from the store. But the reason taxes are the toughest part of Unit 3 is because these are all systems that are specific and way different than most of the stuff we do here in the 21st century. Plus, the other stuff to know about the land-based empires are kind of basic. Architecture, gunpowder, religion, they're fighting each other. These are things you should focus on for most of the places we study all year long. So let's break down the different forms of taxation or revenue collection the College Board wants you to know for Unit 3. Check out these empires. They're huge. Check out these militaries. They're the most formidable in the history of the planet to this point. Check out this architecture. These are some of the most impressive buildings on the planet. Pretty nice empires you got there. But nice things like these ain't cheap. You need revenue to maintain your empire, from necessities like military protection from your enemies to the frills like paintings and mosques and mausoleums. I'm going to give you 3 examples of taxation to show you how these empires make bank. First, the Ottomans. These are the Turks who finally took down Rome, aka the Byzantines, by capturing Constantinople in 1453, and would go on to rule roughly the same area as the Eastern Roman Empire until shrinking down and breaking apart after World War I in 1922. But throughout most of that time, this massive world power was funded by tax farming. Tax farming is quite simple and not unique. This practice was actually adopted from when this was done in the Roman Empire. Instead of building a huge bureaucracy of government officials to collect taxes, just auction off the right to tax to the highest bidder. That person or group, they would then have to pay the government a set amount of money and then go around and collect taxes. It's outsourcing, and it was crazy lucrative. It's how you get buildings like this, and this, and armies that built an empire the size of this. So one way to do it, tax farming. Second, the Mughals. These are the Turks who took down the Delhi Sultanate in 1526. Now, the big thing to focus on for the Mughals, in just about every other aspect of their existence in AP World History, is that they were an Islamic empire, and they were a minority of Muslims ruling over an ocean of Hindus. So, like the Ottomans, they ruled a diverse area of different groups and beliefs. This is where the zamindars come in. Zamindars, literally landowners, were the Hindu nobility who were in charge when the Mughals took over. So, the Mughals simply used this network of landowning nobles to collect their taxes for them. This system worked so well, the British adopted it after the Mughal Empire fell in 1857. It's how you get buildings like this, and this, and this. Oh, and armies that built an empire the size of this. So the second way to do it, use the local elites, the zamindars in the Mughal Empire, to collect your taxes for you. Third, and finally, China. It's always China, right? Anyways, this one is easy. China invented paper money. Seems like they invented everything, but by the 1400s, there was so much counterfeiting and hyperinflation the Chinese decided to only collect taxes in silver. This may not make sense right now, but so much of the next unit, Unit 4, the one that's coming after this, is driven by silver. Just know the Ming Chinese are requiring hard currency, like silver, and sometimes salt, to pay taxes. It's how you get buildings like this, and armies that built an empire the size of this. So when you see the Taj Mahal in all its monumental architectural glory, just remember the zamindars collecting taxes in the background to fund its construction. Or when you see the Suleimanli Mosque in all its monumental Islamic glory, just remember the tax farmers collecting taxes across the empire to fund its construction. And when you see the Forbidden City in all its forbiddenness in Beijing, or the Great Wall upgrades the Ming created, just remember all that silver that was collected to fund their creation. Now, as far as I can tell, the term taxes and revenue collection have never appeared in the free response section of AP World History exam since the redesign in 2019. But they don't release the multiple choice section, so who knows how often it comes up there. But in the old CED, taxes only show up in Unit 3, the land-based empires. For Unit 3, it's probably the scariest terminology, mainly because it's not something you would really focus on if the College Board didn't say in 3.2 that you better know how these empires collected revenue, which is why I consider it to be the toughest thing to know. In Unit 3, new big empires emerged across Afro-Eurasia. They covered vast areas and ruled over millions of people, and to fund all this, they collected taxes in a variety of ways. If this was helpful, hit that follow, like, subscribe, all of those things, and don't forget to check out my ultimate review packet. More videos and exclusives designed to get you an A in your class and a 5 on the AP exam this May. Thanks for watching, and good luck on the exam this May.